will come with this. I mean, it's a very ticklish situation that we're in as a country. But from your reading, is it being politicized, as, you know, our Wakili is putting it here, or they're dealing with the situation as they should, clamping down on, you know, the hand of corruption?
I think Wakili is just actually blowing things out of proportion here. Investigations are just underway. These are very preliminary stages of this whole scandal, if I may call it. And what we know for sure is that there was also a meeting conducted by Hopes through the National Security Council, even allowing the ministry to look for alternative ways of securing the threat that Wakili is talking about in the future. So I think there's no cause of alarm as at now, and the minister has spoken enough times about we have sufficient fuel to run us through the next 3 or so months. So I think saying that this is an international crisis, I think that is blown too far. Yes, there's and what is in public domain is that there's a possible scandal in the making. But then what we should ask ourselves are, what are the ramifications of this whole thing? Not really whether we are going to have an international crisis as purported by Wakili here, but rather were there any lapses or weaknesses in the governance structure? Is it a problem within the ministry or overall? Because yes, we have seen letters here and there. They are not verified yet, but I saw some letters written even from the Ministry of Trade to the Ministry of Energy in line to request KEBS to waiver some of the specifications for fuel, which is not in line with what is there within the Petroleum Act. So I think those are some of the challenges we need to ask. Why would you request for a waiver for fuel, an adulterated fuel, to get into the country? What are you trying to achieve with this whole thing? Why are we, Mbote, you will speak, you had your time. Why?
I haven't spoken.
I found you talking. Why then are we where we are today? But for me, where I see it as a policy person and a governance expert, I'm happier that this was found before it got into the market. That is my joy, that this has been found before it got into the market. Now we are actually dealing with the consequences of some of these things. What Wakili is saying, the cars could have been grounded.
No,
it gets into.
It's already in the market. That's what they say.
It's not in the market because it just came a week before. It was getting where?
They've already. That's what they say.
No.
Can I clarify this for you? Let me just correct that. Let me just correct that.
You will.
Let me correct that for you.
Kindly. Let her finish. Continue. Finish.
If it's unfortunate that it has gotten into the market, I wasn't privy to that. But what I know for sure, that these are the preliminary stages of this whole thing. So let us wait and get to know how far has it gone. How many, for example, barrels do we have within the market? Then what do we do to safeguard our vehicles, to help the country in the line of this whole thing? But I don't think if it is right for us to say that what the government is doing is nothing about it. We've already seen the individuals, the director of EPRA, I think the PS and all these people coming out to say, yes, we were aware of what is happening. So someone has to be held responsible and accountable. And that is what the government is here to do. So I don't think if it is right to say that, oh, the country is all going out of the dogs or something, the way you are perceiving it, just because these are preliminary stages, and I repeat, so we cannot say all this, the 63,000 liters or whatever metric tons, are already in the market. I don't think if that is right information to give Kenyans. But yes.
No.
I'm not trivializing it.
All right.
I'm not trivializing it.
We'll come to that, especially now when you're talking about on the larger platform of the geopolitics dynamics of it, that you say we don't have to worry. I mean, there's a cause to worry as
of course, there's a cause to
Everyone
worry.
is eagerly
but I'm
waiting
saying
to see
at least there's something being done
if
to
the Strait
help
of
the
Hormuz
country.
will be open today as
because Dibal,
yes,
I think he spoke for almost 5 minutes. I found him talk. If you look at the many issues that we've dealt with in this country, look at the issue of the fertilizer saga, for example, the scandal that we had, I think it was last year, the other year. This was already with the traders or with the farmers. And like in this case, where these are the preliminary stages of this whole thing, that's what I mean. And like where we already consumed some of the bad fertilizers, this particular issue with the fuel, I'm asking how many metric tons or how many liters of fuel are we already having in the market? Do we know Kinyanjui as at now? I'm not saying even if it is a liter, of course it's going to affect that particular motor vehicle. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but at least there's a way we can stop the whole thing before it gets into Nyanza, before it goes to Kitui, before it goes further.
Let me explain something to Rachel.
Okay. So how did they know if we have not stopped it already?
Right.
They stopped it, I think it was in Muthaiga or
Rachel,
somewhere.
you done?
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel.
No.
Let me explain something to Rachel. Rachel, thank you. And you only found me talking because I got here earlier than you.
And I accepted.